When it comes to the most iconic old Nintendo games, it seems like the original Metroid probably gets the least love. Compared to other starting points for major franchises, it definitely has trouble holding its own. Mario's first game is still considered a masterpiece to this day, and an incredible amount of work has gone into understanding it and learning its intricacies. Zelda, Donkey Kong, Kirby, they all have great starting points, overshadowed by games released shortly afterward, but they're all great games. Metroid, well, there's a reason most people tell you to just start with Zero Mission or Super Metroid. While I've completed the original myself and fully respect it, I never really had much in the way of desire to return to it. That changed when I played Metroid Planets, made by Vacant Shade Games. Metroid Planets is a rebuild of the original NES game from the ground up, using a much better engine and smoother animations to render Zebeth as it first appeared back in '86. Gone are the flickering sprites and player-unfriendly bugs, things like getting stuck in the lava forever or getting doinked in the rear while stuck in door transitions. With a soundtrack full of bangers, a map, and many more incredible additions, Planets really is the best way to play Nestroid. As far as the game itself goes, there's honestly not a lot to say. It's incredibly faithful to the original, which leads you to a shocking realization. The first Metroid is damn short. I cleared this baby in about an hour 25 after only glancing at a map beforehand to refresh. Once you get into the groove, the items can come at an incredible pace, and you can even get powerhouses like the screw attack really early if you're clever enough. This leads into another realization. This game feels great to play. Samus starts off painfully weak, but with only a few items under your belt, you really start kicking ass. Late game, you're tearing through Zebeth like a terror from the stars, blowing your foes into tiny pixelated chunks as you rocket toward your targets. Now, an incredible version of the original Metroid on the NES isn't all Planets has to offer. There are tons of challenges to take on after you've conquered Zebeth once. There's 2 randomizers, one with normal items and another with new ones added in, as well as Strike Mode, which starts you out with all the items, forcing you to race to Ridley, Kraid, and Mother Brain as fast as possible. On top of that, enemies don't drop health or ammo in this mode. You have to beat the bosses to get refilled. There's also an unlockable hard mode, on top of all of that. These bonuses are all unlocked using Samus's bounty from her mission, which is super cool. You get more money for a better performance, making it easier to unlock stuff quicker if you know what you're doing. And it doesn't even end there. There's even an entirely new planet to play around with. Or, at least there was and will be. Novus, the new mode with the new map and the new items and the new bosses, it's in development right now. I guess it wasn't up to the creator's standards, but hopefully it'll be back out soon. It is apparently available in previous versions if you want to check it out, but I didn't feel right reviewing it if it was currently being worked on. There's also the craziest inclusion of this entire package. That's Planet Enigma. This planet is made up of rooms made by people from around the world using the game's built-in level editor, meaning you can contribute to it yourself, too. The level editor is really, really cool, and it's really easy to use, too, like Mario Maker levels of easy, I would say. I didn't mess around with it too much, since I'm dumb and not particularly creative, but I can imagine somebody that knew what they were doing would make something absolutely killer really easily. And if that wasn't enough, there's multiplayer. Yeah, you can blast through any of the available content with friends or foes in co-op or versus. What all this adds up to is an incredible package. This seriously is the original Metroid but better in every single way, and I cannot recommend it enough. Even as I write this, I'm heavily considering another playthrough to try and unlock some of those new items. Considering how quick it is to just run through the game, it's not even a big commitment. If you're interested in Nestroid or even just a fun Metroidvania in general, you should definitely check out Planets. I've included a link to the download below, and all you need to do is install it and you're good to go. It's a fan game and not a ROM hack, so you don't have to do any patching or anything like that. Hopefully I've encouraged you to give it a shot, because I do think that everybody into Metroid should play the first game at least once, and if you're not really interested in playing the original on the NES with all of its warts, this is definitely the way to do it. Well, I suppose that's all I've got to say on Planets. Give it a shot, really, you won't regret it. I had a blast playing through it just now, and I might pick it up again just for funsies. Before we finish up, I just want to say thank you to everyone for subscribing. We just hit 50 subs and I'm floored. You guys rock, and I promise there's a lot more videos on the way. I hope you don't mind more short ones like this, though, because the next big one I'm working on is The Lost Age, and that's gonna take a lot of time. To kind of fill the gaps, though, I'm going to start releasing recordings of the full playthrough of the games that I'm reviewing / showcasing. I'll be doing commentary over those, so you can think of it as more free-form content. You don't have to worry about me flooding the channel with low-effort Let's Plays or anything like that, but I figured it'd help fill in the gaps a little bit. Well, anyway, I've rambled long enough. I hope each and every one of you has a wonderful evening. This has been Torvis. God bless.